Welcome everyone to the premiere episode of A Black Belt Way of Life. I am your host, Master Joseph Lupo Jr. It is my honor, it is my pleasure to take you along my journey to share my story with you and the world. Before I continue talking about myself, anyone that knows me knows I can't talk without this. Now we're good to go. Martial arts has been a part of my life since I was born. 44 years later, I'm still doing what my father instilled in me. My Taekwondo journey started at the age of 3 under the guidance of my father, who was my first instructor, and my Grandmaster Moonsung Lee, alongside a lot of many amazing black belts that nurtured me into the martial artist and person I am today. In 1983, I put on that uniform for the first time at the Taekwondo Institute. It was not easy growing up. It was a very different time in martial arts. We grew up in a very disciplined, militaristic style of martial arts, which is not really around anymore today. You know, classes were strict, disciplined. Respect was instilled in us in ways that I cannot teach today. And it's okay. Times have changed and we move along with the times. But let me take you back to that time of martial arts. If I were to teach the way I was taught, like I've told many people over the years, I'd be in handcuffs. There's no way around that. You know, we did get hit with a stick. We did get severe punishments, not because we were undisciplined or we didn't show respect, because that never flew, that never happened, but because we didn't give a maximum amount of effort. So when you got hit with that stick on your backside, when you had your knuckles digging into that wooden floor in that push-up position and you could not move, you knew what you did wrong and you fixed it. That strict, disciplined martial arts upbringing made me the person I am today, made that black belt around my waist hold a special significance, one that I share with my students every day. But instead of hitting my students with a stick, I sort of go around the back door. I want my students to become a reflection of me, just like I became a reflection of my father. A man of strength, a man of discipline, a man that people admired. And this is what I put out into my students every single day. The New York Black Belt Center opened in 2010 with my father right by my side. It was always my dream to have my own school. You know, there were many times when I was younger and I would say to my father, let's open up a school, let's open up a school. And my dad would tell me I wasn't ready. And it would anger me. And I understood why he didn't want me to open up a school when I was younger, because he felt my maturity level wasn't there. But when I turned 30, he knew it was time. I knew it was time. And we opened up the New York Black Belt Center. Very humble beginnings. It wasn't the school that it is today with the beautiful mat and all the kicking bags and all the beautiful equipment. No, it was just a mat on the 3rd floor with a huge column in the middle of the place, a couple of kicking paddles, and for lack of a better term, a lot of blood, sweat, and tears. The same blood, sweat, and tears I grew up with when I started Taekwondo. From that point, with my father by my side, the school flourished. Opening up that school in 2010, starting very humbly. I didn't have much. I didn't have $1 to my name. I poured everything into that school to make it into what it is today, because I never wanted to be that commercial martial arts school. I want it to be genuine. I want people to come in there and fall in love, not only with the art, but fall in love with me as an instructor. I wanted them to learn from a real person. And that's what I have done since day one, and that's what I continue to do 14 years later. The martial arts is my way of life. My father had a saying, a black belt is worn around your heart, never your waist. His meaning behind that was, you put your heart into everything you do. You put your heart into your student, so this way you get back what you want from that student, which is you want them to become the best they could possibly be. You want them to understand that this way of life is a good one. It's a positive one. It's going to lead to success in anything we do in life. You know, that black belt, yes, it holds a standard. It holds a special significance in martial arts, but it goes further than that. And that's what I learned from what my father taught. You know, he wanted you to be a black belt in life, off the mat, in whatever profession you did. My father wanted you to become a black belt doctor. He wanted you to become a black belt parent, a black belt businessman, a black belt, anything you did. And that's the significance of what a black belt is. And that's something that this podcast, we're really gonna dive into, not only in the martial arts, but outside the martial arts, which inherently is my goal for all my students as well. I want everyone to be successful. I want everyone to be a black belt in life, on and off the mat. That is what I pour into the school every single day, because that's all I know. That's how I was taught. There's no reason why I would divert from that or want to change that, because it's a beautiful thing. It enables us to put more positivity into the world. You know, understanding the benefits of a black belt, both literal and figuratively. I'm going to take you along my journey, but in order for me to take you along my journey, you have to understand what I've been through, especially the past 11 years and now coming up on 12 years. When I opened up my school in 2010, it was always mine and my father's dream. He would always tell me, Jojo, we're gonna, in his broken English, he would tell me, Jojo, we're gonna have the greatest school in the world one day. Just keep working hard, keep doing what you're doing. And that has always been my dream. But that dream took an unfortunate halt when unexpectedly, with no warning, with no final I love you, with no final goodbye or anything, my father was taken away from me. I was left with the school. I was left with a dream that I felt was incomplete because he wasn't there anymore. But then my father's teachings came back to me in time. And my father, for a man with a third grade education, was the smartest man I've ever met in my life. Just like the saying he had about the significance of the black belt being worn around your heart and never your waist, my father taught me that time stopped for nobody and a real man moves forward. When that realization hit, I knew I had to make the school even better than what I already had built it to be. I knew I had to move forward. My father wasn't there next to me physically, but like that belt around my heart, I knew he was in my heart, and I had to move forward with him. From that moment on, every time I turned that key to open up my school, I went in there with one goal: to make that man proud. And I still continue to do that today, not only inside my school, but outside my school, as a family man, as a husband, and very importantly, as a father to my two beautiful children. That is my way of life. My way of life that I want to share with you, that I want to share with the world. Each and every episode of A Black Belt Way of Life, you are going to get what I give my students on a daily basis. You are going to get my 100% passion and love for what a black belt means. I want you to listen and also see and visualize this podcast on how it could help you in your everyday life through what I have been taught by my grandmaster and my father. I want these teachings, these words that are coming out of my mouth, these philosophies that have been passed down to me to help you become a black belt, not literally, but figuratively in life, to make you a better person in whatever profession, in whatever walk of life you are on. I want this podcast to inspire you. I want to inspire you. I want my father, who is no longer with us, but is here with me in my heart, on the t-shirt I'm wearing. I want his words, his philosophies to inspire you in your way of life. Thank you everyone for tuning in to our first episode. Make sure to subscribe to us. Make sure to follow us on social media for episode updates. Until next time, I am Master Joe Lupo Jr. Always remember, a black belt is worn around your heart, never your waist. Salud.